Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to this week's episode of Randumb Behavior. I'm Potter.
And I'm Delicia.
And today we'll be talking about
Harry Potter.
Do, 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 Alright, so let's start this off then. What house would you be sorted into?
So not would be. I am sorted into Hufflepuff.
You really do seem like a Hufflepuff.
Thank you. I want to give claps to all the Hufflepuffs out there because we, get a really bad rep. We're the weak house. We don't really mean anything, but we're important people.
How so? How so?
We're loyal, We're the backbone of that world. We are very loyal. That's the only word I can think of. But you know what? Hufflepuffs are the backbone, man. If you want a good friend who's gonna stick by your side, bet you 110% they're in Hufflepuff.
But why is it okay? So in real life, right? Our world, the Muggle world, the no mages, whatever. Why is it no Madge? Why is it that whenever we meet, okay, no offense, when we meet other Hufflepuffs, they're a little kind of airheady, ditzy-ish? Is that an actual thing?
No offense. What do you mean? I don't think that they're airheady or ditzy. I think, okay, so the thing is, Gryffindors are supposed to be these brave, strong people. Really leaders, really independent people. Ravenclaw is supposed to be these very intricate thinkers.
Because I'm Ravenclaw.
You are so a Ravenclaw. Yeah. He is so a Ravenclaw. These very intricate thinkers. And Slytherin, of course, are these evil-spirited, mean people.
Not necessarily evil-spirited, more conniving. Well,
conniving, yeah. That's a good word too.
Yeah, or what do you call it? There's another term for it, sly or cunning, right?
No? I wouldn't even say cunning. I think cunning, but more in a little asshole, sarcastic kind of way. That's why I think when I say evil, I don't mean necessarily evil, but just dark thinkers or whatever. Yeah,
I guess.
Way more into the dark side, yeah. And sometimes that's me, so I'm just am I really a Hufflepuff? But I'm definitely
You could be a Huffle-Slytherin.
A Sluffle. I'm a Sluffle.
Slitherpuff?
Or a Slitherpuff, that's good too.
That sounds more rolls off the tongue-ish. A Slitherpuff.
A Slitherpuff? I like Sluffle.
Sluffle? Slufflepuff.
Nah, Slitherpuff. Either way, I'm off. But yeah, those are pretty loyal, determined people who you don't necessarily think about, but they're in the background holding everybody up. They're at the bottom of the cheerleader pyramid holding people up by the foot.
All
That's
right.
us, man.
Huh.
So
I never seen it like that. Because I mean, they don't show a lot of Hufflepuff characters that much, right?
No. Honestly, some of the people, even in Gryffindor, in both the books and the movies, I don't understand why they're in Gryffindor. For me, Ron should totally be a Hufflepuff. He is not a Gryffindor.
How so?
I just that like I said, that loyalty, that willingness to be there, that willingness, that's Ron 100%. Ron is not this leader who takes charge and who is super brave and strong.
Well, then wouldn't technically Hermione not be Gryffindor either? She would be more of a Ravenclaw, right? Because she's book smart. She's one of the smartest witches of their time.
Yeah,
memorizing all them spells. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
Big old book of spells.
That is a fucking huge ass book of spells. I don't know if I can say ass, but it's a huge ass book of spells. And yeah, I don't want to go against JK or her decisions because obviously they're very iconic.
Yeah, and a lot of people have been trying to spin off weird rumors and stuff saying certain things about her stories, and then she'll come back and tweet and be like, haha, I wrote it that way, bitch.
Oh yeah, for sure. There was, oh my god, I forgot what she tweeted one time. I think the T at the end of Voldemort is silent, so it's Voldemort.
Okay.
It's not Voldemort, it's Voldemort.
Ah.
And I love you, JK, but bitch, I'm gonna call him Voldemort because his name is Voldemort. But different things like that.
Huh. Oh, okay. That's, I never knew that, actually. I don't really read up on her. I don't have Twitter, so I don't really...
I don't either, but people put it out there. Another one is Hermione is actually a black character.
Really?
Yo.
Oh, that I did not know.
Yeah.
But it would explain the messy
hair.
hair.
Yeah. The frizzy hair, just like everything. Then she was saying, you know, she cast a black girl to play Hermione in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and people flip the fuck out because they're like, Hermione is white, blah, blah, blah. But she's like, actually, no, I wrote her as a black girl. I was all like, son, one up for the black girl. But yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Wait, so how come they didn't actually cast a black girl as Hermione then in the actual movies?
I don't know. So it could just be that she was all like, this person, because Emma Watson, I fucking love her as Hermione.
Yeah. And
now I can't unsee her as Hermione, you know?
Like even like in Beauty and the Beast. I'm sorry, I don't like that movie just because they auto-tuned her so much. Like it's been playing constantly in the past 3 days.
Really?
And I'm like, I'll turn on the TV, it's Beauty and the Beast, and then the next day I'll turn on the TV and it's the same part of Beauty and the Beast where I left off. And I'm like what are you doing?
Oh my god, I've never seen Beauty and the Beast.
I mean,
of course I've seen the 90s cartoon version.
The 90s cartoon version is great. The singing for the other actors is cool. Like, I like the mob song, but I don't like how they made Emma Watson, like, super auto-tuned. It's just so bad. Like every single word is auto-tuned.
Well, right? I'm sure, I don't know how
her singing voice is.
If she can even sing or not, but...
I mean, it sounds like she could probably sing, but even like when she was doing like the talking parts of the songs, it sounded auto-tuned. It's I don't know. It's so weird.
Yeah, it is super weird. I don't know. All these like live remakes and
some of them might be interesting though.
You know what? I'm not. Now I can see how we're gonna end up on another topic here and just spiral out because you're gonna get me on these remakes and Aladdin. I'm not excited for Aladdin.
Really?
No, I'm not. After seeing it, I feel like it just shouldn't be remade right now after the whole Robin Williams thing.
Yeah.
Because people are expecting a certain thing. And Will Smith, he might kill it, you know? But I'm not very excited for it. I am excited for Lion King. Definitely.
But so it's a... Okay, so Lion King, I can't remember off the top of my head. Is it like an animal version of Lion King, or are they humans pretending to?
No. No. I would pay money to see that though. That'd be weird as hell.
I mean, you can go. You can go to Broadway and see like humans acting like animals. But
yeah, no, I've been to the Lion King play, and that is brilliant. So there awesome. You can see humans acting like,
it's still so like
fucking weird.
It's like a live action of the Lion King. If it was like human.
I can't see it.
Hey, but they are doing a live remake of Dora the Explorer, and that actually looks, I mean, I don't know if that trailer was real, but it does look really interesting.
I think it is a real trailer, and I think that is going to be a good movie. I was watching that being like, I'm ashamed that I want to see this.
I mean, like, one of the things that some people are talking about where they're comparing it to Lara Croft, and, like a younger version of her, because, you know, Dora the Explorer is an adventurer. And, some of them are kind of mad about it. They're like, well, if she doesn't sometimes speak Spanish, then I'm gonna be very like mad about this movie. And it's like, because, you know, in the movie the TV show, she talks in bilingual.
Yeah.
Well, mainly to Boots.
Yeah.
I guess. And Boots is in the movie, it seems.
Boots is in the movie. He's just a CGI monkey that doesn't say anything.
I don't know if Swiper is in the movie.
That pisses me off because Swiper worked hard in that cartoon, okay, to swipe everything that he could, and they just left him out the movie.
I mean, he could still be in the movie, but as an actual person instead of a little conniving. What was he? Like a fox?
I think he was a fox. Swiper the fox. Yeah.
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 Swiper quit swiping. That's what my niece used to say that to me all the time. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything.
Swiper quit swiping.
And I was like, who's Swiper? And I didn't know what Dora the Explorer was back then.
I loved Dora. There are like cartoons now that are out for kids that I'm just like, oh, these are so annoying. I feel like we had super good cartoons growing up, and now kids' cartoons are just so fucking shit. They're so bad.
Yeah, no. I what they could try and do if they did like a live version of like Blue's Clues.
A live version of it, like a play version, or like a movie,
like a movie.
I mean, I feel like Blue's Clues was already pretty live because there was a human actor.
There was, but so then like instead of Blue being a cartoon animal, they turned it into a CGI that ran around
like an actual blue dog.
Yeah. It'd be but then it'd be more like Scooby-Doo, and I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I didn't like the Scooby-Doo movies either, not the live ones. My favorite Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and that was a cartoon. But yeah, all these live remakes, man, I don't get it. And I feel like it's kind of like a cash grab because they're all coming out like one after the other, after the other, after the other.
I mean, some of the live movies they're turning into cartoons as well, right? I think. Or I've seen certain things. Like one of the things that, okay, bringing this back a little bit, I have seen a bunch of artists coming out making Harry Potter into an anime. Would you watch that?
What? Really?
I mean, it's it's like fan base and everything. It's not necessarily real, but they did start doing a lot of that when the Harry Potter movies finally ended. Which, I mean, that would be pretty cool because you can do a whole lot more with anime than you can with live action. Like, Hermione could probably cast a plethora of spells, and you can see all of it, like, just...
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I like live action when it's done the right way. You know? I feel like there's a right way and a wrong way to do live action.
Explain, like, what would you think would be a right and a wrong way?
Like, I don't know. The wrong way is just like, for instance, like Jungle Book.
I've never watched Jungle Book.
You've never watched
No, I mean, I tried to, and then I was just like, Mowgli kind of irritated me, so I was just like, no, I'm not gonna.
Good.
And then they had like the talking animals, which, okay, cool. It happened in the cartoon, so of course they're gonna do it in real life. I mean...
But see, it's easier to do it in a cartoon because it's a cartoon. When you have these animals talking in real life, you're just all like, this doesn't quite, like, sync up. So it's really hard to do that.
Like, was Mowgli actually speaking to the animals in the animals', like, language? Like, was he roaring like a tiger or like a bear or whatever? It's like, how can all these animals talk to each other? But then that's going to be the same thing with The Lion King.
Yeah. I think the more you get into that, though, the more you just go down the rabbit hole. It's all like, okay, is he saying roar, 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 roar? Is he actually, like, talking to...
I mean, with Tarzan, he was actually talking like monkeys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they separated that from when he was talking to humans, so you knew that he was speaking actual English to these humans and speaking monkey to the rest of the apes.
Oh, see, I never caught that.
Yeah. Like, he would say...
Oh yeah,
you know, to the monkeys. But then when he's talking to Jane, he'd be like, "Yo, what's up, girl? You know what you want to do, all that stuff." So it's like there was a separate difference. I love Tarzan, by the way.
He learned English pretty quickly, unless they were on that island for just a really long time.
He did learn Tarzan. He did learn English.
I learned Tarzan,
but he thought Clayton meant gun for a really long time.
That is true.
Clayton.
Gunpowder.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a right and a wrong way to do a live action. But speaking of live, I wanted to ask you, because you have been and I have not, Harry Potter Land.
Ooh, Harry Potter Land. Okay, so in my opinion, if you want the best experience, like in order, if you wanted to check out both parks, like LA and Orlando, I would go to LA first and then go to Orlando, because in my head, I don't know, other people may have different opinions. If you go from Orlando to LA, it's like a downgrade.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because in Orlando you have two different parks. You have like the main castle area, and then you have was it Hogsmeade? Right. So in the Universal Park you have the actual Hogwarts area, like the school and everything, and then at the second park it was like Islands of something. I can't remember the park next door. Kind of like, you know how they have Disney and California Adventures. Yeah. So it's in that type of setup where you have to have two different passes. If you get the park hopping pass, you get to ride the train that goes between them. Ooh, so you get to ride and cool. You get to go to the platform in 3/4 and then do all that. Where in the LA version, it's only one park. So you're just like, all right, cool. I don't get to ride no train or anything.
Yeah.
And to me, it seems like a lot smaller.
I mean, you're going from Harry Potter World though to Harry Potter Land, so
right. And like the interactive wands that they have, I feel like you can. There are more spots in Harry Potter World where you can use the interactive wands. Like I'm gonna exaggerate and say like 50, right? Where in LA you have like 25. So I mean, there's still similar type of magics that you can do, but then there are stuff that you can do in Orlando that you can't do in LA.
Yeah.
I feel like there's probably more rides, of course, in Orlando. But if you've never been before, I would go to LA first.
Yeah.
To get a taste.
I mean, it's the closest to me, so I guess I'll be going there first.
And
then hop to
Orlando.
Florida.
Yeah. And it's you can do it like one of two ways. You can do it like I did it like a 3-day trip where I did one park one day, the other park the other day, and then the third day I did both parks, but it was more just like exploring and to try the train. And that was it. Like one of the rides made me extremely dizzy. It was the one inside the castle because they move you around and everything.
Because I've never been. But yeah. Continue.
But if you talk to the right cast members, that's Disney. You can't say cast members in Orlando, I don't think. But if you talk to the right people, they will give you secret codes.
Oh, really?
Like pass codes, where if you walk into a line and you say something like Expelliarmus or whatever, right? Some secret word of the day. Instead of waiting in that 2-hour-long line, you hop. And then your line is like 20 minutes.
Cool.
It's pretty cool. It's like, but then usually you find out what this, like we usually find out what the secret word is by talking to one of the employees that are managing the line for Ollivanders. And then we'll just say something or whatever, and then they'll somehow slip
the
secret word.
That's cool.
Yeah, and it's like, but then they won't repeat it. And I'm like, wait, where's that at? I was like, oh, I can't tell you where that was, but if you head to the castle, just don't go left.
I just wanna go so bad.
I don't know. Maybe you'll get to go sometime this year. I mean,
well, I try to make my way over there, and I feel like each time I try to make my way over there, something happens. So it's like this year I have so much stacked on my plate from like more weddings, more baby showers and babies and birthdays. Not from me, no babies from me, but from all my friends and things.
Maybe
so
one
it's
day.
Okay, next topic.
Baby Harry Potter.
Yeah. Baby Potter! Not this Potter, another Baby Potter.
He knows magic too.
I always said, I was like, if I ever have a boy, I would probably want to name him Severus.
Okay.
And then I was just all like, oh my god, he would be made fun of so much. But I was like, oh, who gives a shit?
Well, I mean, you can always like he could have like a shorter nickname. Like what would be a nickname for Severus?
Like Sev.
Like Sevy or
yeah. Russie. I don't know. Everest. No. Everest. No, I love that name.
But then, would you think that because you gave him the name Severus, would he have a personality of a Slytherin?
I don't necessarily think so, because, Albus, Harry's son, was also named Severus. One of his middle names was Severus. True. And he ended up, I think, in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child being a Gryffindor. No, wait. Or was he a Slytherin? Wow, I don't even remember. That's probably because Harry Potter and the Cursed Child was awful. But, but yeah, he was... No. I think maybe he was a Slytherin because Draco's son in that book also ends up being best friends with Harry's son. And they are in the same house.
Oh, is that how it goes?
Yeah, that's how it goes.
I never read it.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's like it literally reads like fan fiction.
They do have a Broadway version of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Mm-hmm. Would you watch that?
I fight with myself just because it's like part of the Harry Potter universe. So of course I want to see it. Yeah. But even reading it, it's just like this. How do you even make this work on stage? Like, this is awful.
Now, did J.K. Rowling write that?
She co-wrote it.
She co-wrote it
with some other people, and I think it's not necessarily completely her voice, and that's probably why it's so awful.
Oh, okay. Like, what would you change if you were helping write it, or if you were J.K. Rowling, what would you change in that story to make it more attention-grabbing?
I mean, it's so, like, clustered. Yeah, for sure it's, like, clustered, and just, like, I don't know, some of the things that she puts in there is, like, really super hard to believe, kind of. It's like, I feel like you already have this magical world where all these things happen that you made people believe, like, oh my god, this actually could happen. But some of the other things that she puts in there, and I can't even give an example because I haven't read it in such a long time, but I think there's one part where Harry's son leaves he needs to leave a message for Harry.
Okay.
And so he leaves, like, this blanket with, like, burning letters and magic on it. And then, like, time travel somewhere. It's all, it has time travel in it.
Do they use the time turner?
No, they don't use the time turner.
Because those are all gone from the original series, supposedly.
Yeah. They do not use a time turner. It's just, like, that's what I don't like about it.
How do you travel in time?
It takes all this mythology of the world, the first world, of, like, the first 7 books, and kind of just, like, throws it to the side. And
it's like, you don't exist anymore.
Yeah, you don't exist anymore in favor of this new stuff that's just like, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Like, we feel like being a reboot.
Yeah.
And I was like, reboots, I don't like reboots.
And with Fantastic Beasts, it makes sense because it's set in America. But if you're going to have something set at Hogwarts in the same world, it has to have the same mythology, you know?
Yeah. I mean, with Fantastic Beasts, they do show up in Hogwarts every so often. Yeah, but it's the same mythology. Yeah.
You know? I think they're doing a really good job with that too. That's a great one.
It's 6 movies total? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's gonna be 6.
So they're on the...
got done with the second.
Finished the second. How many books are there? There are books, right?
There are books. I've never read the books. Ever.
Do you think it's worth reading the books while the movies are still being made, or would you read them after watching all the movies?
So with Harry, of course, I read them all before.
And how did
not
that
all
change
of them,
your
but
perception of the movie?
Well, the reason why I'm such a big fan and the reason why I love it so much is because that's a set of movies that have gotten as close to a set of books that I've ever read in my life. Like, that, the detailing, the mythology of the world, like, everything is super spot on.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed both the movies and the books. But with Fantastic Beasts, since I haven't read the books, I'll probably watch all the movies first and then read the books after.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Because if the books don't coincide with the movies, then your whole world of Harry Potter will just like...
It's shattered, man. I can't have that. So.
No. Because then, you're a Hufflepuff. You're loyal.
I'm loyal. Way to bring it back, Potter. Way to bring it back. I am loyal, man. I'm that cheerleader holding up that foot at the bottom.
Well, okay. I mean, as a Hufflepuff, what would be... I kind of wanted to know this. Like, what class do you think you would excel in?
Ooh. I have never... That's a damn good question.
Right?
Okay, so we have Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Potions. Botany.
Botany. Magical creatures. Mm-hmm. So I would like to say magical creatures, somewhere in between magical creatures and what is Professor Trelawney's class?
There was what's the fortune telling one?
Yeah, that's the one. Oh crap! I should know this, but that one.
Yeah. I was like,
that one.
I wanted to say like prophecies, but it was like, no, that's not right. It was like, there is a term for it, but
yeah, I don't know. I'm fucking up. But definitely between probably the prophecy class. Let's call it the prophecy class.
Okay.
Or 3, the prophecy class, magical creatures, and probably botany.
Okay. What class did McGonagall teach?
She teaches. Oh my god! Why? She teaches. It's not potions. Does she teach potions?
She's a transfigurator.
Transfiguration.
Okay.
That's what she teaches.
Would you consider transfiguration?
I don't think I'd be very good at transfiguration.
You would probably turn into like a half cat, half person or something, or with like one owl wing.
I just think that I would turn myself into something and want to stay that something for like the rest of my life and not want to like come back.
There's a term for that though, it's not necessarily a term. It's like the people that turn into animals.
The anime. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, animagus.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what
Lupin
and
Tonks is that as well.
No, but they stay as an animal like forever, right?
Forever? No.
No?
Because Sirius is also an animagus. He turns into this black kind of dog, but he always shifts back. Lupin is not an animagus. Lupin has a werewolf thing going on.
Okay. What about I'm blanking out on her name. The snake. Starts with an N.
Yeah, Nagini.
Nagini.
Nagini. Oh, so something I'm very excited for in Fantastic Beasts is it's the first time we get to see Nagini as a person.
Correct.
Yes. I was a little underwhelmed.
Is she a witch though? Because I don't remember seeing her cast magic.
I believe she was a witch. But this back history of her in Fantastic Beasts mm-hmm. is, I think, brand new information for the whole wizarding world. Like, we don't get to know her as a person in Harry Potter.
Because we don't know that she's a person in Harry Potter.
We don't know.
The timeline's all kind of screwy because we don't know. Fantastic Beasts is a while back before the main cast of Harry Potter shows up.
Yes, it is a prequel.
And Dumbledore is like in his young age.
Super young. And then we get to know a lot more about him, or like see what we know about him from the books mm-hmm. and the movies. Like his whole background with his sister and his parents.
Yeah.
And Grindelwald and all that stuff, which is pretty fucking cool.
Huh. Alright. Last question.
Yes.
What would be your favorite spell to learn and cast?
My favorite. This is why I say I would be. What do we call it? A Slitherpuff? I don't remember. But probably Avada Kedavra. It's actually the password to my phone. I shouldn't have said that out loud. Don't tell I'm stealing my phone.
Okay.
But, yeah. Don't tell my boyfriend either. But it's Avada Kedavra.
Why would you have the Killing Curse as your favorite spell, though?
My favorite person in the entire series is Voldemort.
Okay.
I love. That's why I said as a person I would be in a Hufflepuff, but my wants and needs, my soul
are more like a Slytherin.
It's definitely Slytherin. I would definitely be, and I tend to love all the villains in the Disney movies. Love all the. They're just so much more. Like
Maleficent and like the Queen of Hearts or
Ursula is one of my favorites. Like they're so much more interesting than the heroes because the heroes are always just all like, I'm good and I'm gonna win, and the villains have these like
to kiss me.
Yeah. Fuck that. the villains have these like tragic ass stories that like have made them into like these nitty gritty people.
They could have originally been the heroines of the movie, and then turned into like these dark people.
Kelly's favorite quote is literally become the hero and live long enough to
be the villain.
I think.
Really?
Yeah. That's just like favorite
I
quote.
just guessed that. I was like, I didn't know that was an actual quote.
Yeah, it's like be the hero and live long enough to become the villain.
Huh.
So it's just all like all these like experiences that have made them who they are. I'm definitely a Voldemort girl.
You're gonna be the hero, and then all of a sudden, a tragic love story where you can't save your prince, and you become this dark empress.
Dark empress. Yeah, I just something about it, man. I'm all about it. I would love to be a Death Eater or a follower of Voldemort.
Why don't you just become better than Voldemort and be the next Voldemort?
Nah, I just want to be his follower. If I were anybody in that series, it would probably be Bellatrix.
She's crazy.
Carter. Yeah, she's crazy as fuck. I love her. She's just so good. Such a good actress and just such a good like. See, she could have been a Hufflepuff if she wasn't so crazy, because she's loyal as hell, but she's crazy.
That's true.
She wants to kill everyone.
Because she was Slytherin, right?
Yeah, that whole Malfoy family.
Is all Slytherin.
Black family was Slytherin, yeah.
Huh. Wait, Sirius was Slytherin?
Sirius was a Gryffindor, but Sirius and Bellatrix and Narcissa are all cousins.
Okay.
Yeah. The entire Black family, they're all cousins through somewhat or some sort. There's this huge like family tree that
it's on the wall, and they just like what is it? The ones that they expel from the family, they just cross out their faces and stuff. It's like, you don't exist anymore.
Yeah, so I think the story is half of them kind of went to the dark side, and half of them
are part of the light.
Are part of the light, yeah. But I'm more interested in those that went to the dark side, because you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I'd probably be like a little bit mix of both, like light and dark. But it's just more of a vigilante type thing. That's where the dark side would come from. It's like, oh, that's not right. I don't care if it's like it's following the rules and everything, but that's still wrong. I'm still gonna do something to fix it. And it's like, and then I'm gonna run away.
But that's still heroism, though. It's only a vigilante when you're not a part of like a group and you're like a lone soldier,
like Batman.
Yeah, and not doing it directly by the rules, but you're still being for the greater good, you know?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Fuck all that. We want to be villains.
That's a bunch of things to think about.
Yeah.
So, but all right. Well, I think that was pretty cool. Well, you've been tuned into Randumb Behavior. I'm Potter.
I'm Delicia.
And catch us up next time.
Bye. See ya.
Peace.